And good morning and welcome to another edition of the External Bum Show. And my name is Ralph Williams, and we don't have our usual crew with us this morning. It is just myself and Leo Haggerty. And good morning, Leo, as always.
Good
And
morning, Ralph, and it's always a pleasure to be on with one of the hardest working sports media members in the country.
well, I appreciate that, Leo. Thank you.
Oh, I was
Uh,
talking about myself, Ralph. I'm sorry.
yeah, I know.
That was too easy.
You are a very hard worker as well. So, I think we both are, but you're right. So anyway,
That's all we
uh,
know is hard work. That's the thing,
That's
right, Ralph?
that's exactly it. If our younger generation had the work ethic we did, we'd have a better country going on here right now.
For,
So
for sure.
oh, absolutely. All right, comment section's wide open this morning. Scott Morganroth is not with us this morning, and JT Toth had some airline issues getting out of Florida. So therefore, it's just Leo and I, and this is our first show on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter platforms. Leo, tell us what about your bum this morning. Who do you have for a bum?
Well, Ralph, I hate to throw our brethren under the bus, but my bum is the sports media. And again, with what's going on with free agency and that, there are teams, and again, the Chargers come to mind right away. They had to cut Mike Williams, and they had to trade Keenan Allen
Right.
because they told him, you have to restructure, you have to take a pay cut. Well, as a player, I'd be a little perturbed about that because I sat down in good faith with the team, negotiated. They signed it, I signed it. No one had a gun to their head. That's what it is. And then they come back and say, well, for whatever reason, all right, you've been injured or, whatever, or we're over the cap and that, we got to get rid of you. Either you take a pay cut or we're going to cut you, or restructure your contract, or we're going to cut you. And the media, 90% of the time, if the player doesn't do that, they're saying, well, that's a bad teammate. No, that's not a bad teammate. That's a guy who, it's a business. And when you put your name on the line, the team expects you to honor it, and you expect the team to honor it. So, yeah, how about our sports media just stop taking the team side on all this and look at the facts, look at what's going on, and they're my bums.
Yeah, there you go. I agree with you 100% on that. My bum today is Antonio Brown. He keeps making comments, not only just about the Steelers, but about a lot of other things. Antonio needs to shut up. He's gotten himself in the doghouse now. He's starting to run out of money because he's not working. And and then when his arena football team went ballistic or whatever happened there, that's what I think of him. So but in my eyes, I think Antonio Brown is a bum, and that's where I'm going with him today. So But anyway, Leo, let's get started here. We have a lot to talk about here. We're only going to be on for a half hour today, so because it's just you and I. What's your thoughts on this free agency with the NFL? It's been a big ruckus. I think this is probably one of the more headlined free agencies I've seen in a long time. How about yourself?
Well, it's not necessarily headline, but Ralph, it's like the shoe drops, and it's like it's crazy because once this happens, then this happened, then this happened. Example: Kirk Cousins signs with Atlanta. Atlanta trades Ritter right away
Yes.
to the Cardinals. Okay,
Right.
you just see all these things happening. New England, who's got the third pick in the draft, probably going to be either Williams, May, or Daniels, one of those three. They
Right.
get rid of Mac Jones. I mean, just okay, you know exactly what they're going to do, and let's see what happens. But I'll tell you what, it makes for great talk radio, doesn't it, Ralph?
Oh, absolutely it does, and that's all that's been talked about, and especially here because of the Russell Wilson situation, with him, and so it's been a nothing but talk. In fact, everybody's waiting to see who the Steelers are going to sign next
and,
because
and,
of this.
and you
I've
know
never
what,
seen
Ralph?
something
I
before.
thought the Russell Wilson signing was extraordinary. They got a guy who's got a ring, knows what it takes to get to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl
Yeah.
at pretty much dirt cheap. And again, everybody says, well, Russell's, maybe there's not a lot of tread left on the tire. I think if you put again, Ralph, I'm going to preach this to our listeners and the people watching. 3 things a quarterback needs to be successful. Needs a good offensive line, needs a really good running back, and needs a great tight end that can get over the middle. You got those 3 things. That quarterback's going to be really good.
Absolutely. And we're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studios here, 724-201-0500. Call Mata Heating and Air Conditioning today. Summer's coming. Your air conditioner needs to be fixed. Winter is ending, and you might want them to come and take a look at your furnace so it works for the next winter. But give Mata a call today, 724-201-0500. Ask for Bill. Tell Bill Ralph Williams sent you.
Hey,
All right.
can I get the in? Hey, you wanna call Mata?
You want to call Mata. That's right. Exactly. Our new studio sponsor here for all our W Media production shows. Also, well, anyway, also we have college basketball. We have tournaments going on. How's South Florida doing down there? I hear they've done pretty decent, I guess. What's the story with them?
Yeah, they're going to tee it up at 1:00 today. They
Okay.
were the number 1 seed. And Ralph, I'll tell you what. Yesterday was a phenomenal day of basketball. I'm pretty sure, and again, I didn't check the late games. There were 6 overtime games yesterday. And
Wow.
and I told people beforehand, watch the SEC,
Yeah.
watch the Mountain West. Well, the Mountain West first 2 games go overtime.
Right.
Utah State beats Fresno State in overtime. San Diego State beats UNLV in overtime. And they got some great games today. Those 2 will play, and then Colorado State and New Mexico.
Right.
All 4 of those are expected to go to the tournament. So what a great matchup there. And in the SEC, man, oh man, it's
Yeah.
murderers row. You got
Hey, Leo,
Tennessee.
hang on a second. Hang on a minute. Sorry, Leo. I had somebody knocking at my door.
Probably a bill collector, right, Ralph?
No, it was a delivery.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
Oh,
I get some meals delivered called Mum's Meals.
oh, nice. And then there's Spot barking in the background to let you know somebody's at the door. Nice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's my little dog Bailey. Come here, you little snicker. You want to be on the air? No. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Well,
anyway,
let me pick up
yeah,
with that.
Leo.
Watch the Mountain West. Also watch the SEC. You got Tennessee, you got Kentucky, you got Auburn, you got South Carolina. I mean, it is just murderers row there to see who comes out of that. And again, South Florida, everybody's talking about how they have to win the AAC to get in. If that's happening, Ralph, that's a tragedy
Oh
because
yeah, absolutely.
that team went 16-2 in the conference. They
Right,
lost 1 game at the beginning of January, and they lost the last game at Tulsa. That means they were 7-2 on the road in their conference. That's got to count for something, and undefeated at home. So let's see what happens there. Again, this thing about the net, I can't figure it out. You get rewarded for playing a quad 1 team, but all you got to do is play them. If you get your brains beat in, you get points. I mean,
right.
my thing is, I want to know who's winning.
Yeah,
I don't care. And putting a team in from a conference that isn't 500 or better in their conference, that's a wasted spot. They're not going anywhere. I'd rather see a team like, I'll tell you who's going to be on the bubble right now is Dayton. Dayton got knocked off by.
Yeah, they got knocked off by our Duquesne Dukes here. Yes, they
Yeah,
did. And Dayton's always been trouble for us, and for Duquesne. And finally, the Dukes beat them. I mean, they haven't beaten Dayton in God knows how long. I think 2009 was the last time they beat Dayton.
yeah. And
So I mean,
I'm waiting for the sports media guy to come on and talk about Duquesne, right?
yeah, yeah. Well, no, it's great to see this. Keith Danbroth's been with the team now for about 5, 6 years. He took Akron to some NCAA tournaments. Duquesne hired him, and there were some struggles, and then COVID, and then you had the transfer portal, and now you have NIL and everything. So Duquesne has struggled with that, and now this year they're having a great year. They won 20 games, and now they just won their 22nd game yesterday. So that's great. I mean, they were 20-11 when the season ended, and they haven't had that kind of good fortune in a long time. So I'm glad. I just hope that Keith stays with us because I hear his wife is ill, and I'm hearing
Oh,
he's 65 years old, and I'm hearing he might step away. But I hope he doesn't because he's done a great job right now of putting this Duquesne Dukes team right back on the map. They haven't been relevant since Norm Nixon.
oh yeah, we're going
That's the last
way
time
back.
way back, Norm Nixon, yeah.
Yeah,
So, and Pitt, look at Pitt. They beat Wake Forest yesterday, and tonight they play North Carolina at 7 o'clock. A lot of people are saying North Carolina is going to slaughter Pitt. You know, last year when I watched the tournament, everyone said Pitt is the most dangerous team in the NCAA tournament. I think they're going to be dangerous again, and I hope they go to the championship and win this game.
yeah. The hardest thing though, Ralph, that's their third game in 3 days. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, that's
they
tough.
just run out of gas. And you look at yesterday's games. Teams that had to play the day before didn't do real well. That's
No,
just
well, I'll tell you what, though, we had some time off I mean, we played that Saturday. I went to the last game of the year, and
uh,
that was against North Carolina State. And I was so great to be there because I got to meet some media people my fellow colleagues that I never get to meet because I have trouble getting media passes in this town. I'm not part of the old boys gang. So I
uh,
mean, but I finally got some, and so here we are with this, and it was nice to be there. Pitt won that game. They won 6 in a row. So let's see where they go from here now. I think they could make some noise in the NCAA tournament if they win this tournament here. But they have to win this tournament, Leo, or they're not going to make it. I don't think there's enough space for them in the NCAAs, and they lost too many non-conference games that they should have won, and they also lost. They were 0-5 to start the season in the ACC, and you can't, you get behind the 8 ball. You know how that goes.
yeah.
You know?
The biggest thing, and this is what's driving me nuts about the NCAA, is they change the rules every day, and
Yeah.
now they're weighing games in November and December as much as they're weighing in January, February, March, and that's wrong. I
Yeah,
mean,
that is. Yes,
I
that is.
I don't want the team that was hot before Christmas. I want the team that's winning after Christmas. I
Right.
want and Ralph, I put this out on my blog the other day. I said the mid majors are going to have to make a real long, hard decision. If your number one school who wins the league, Dayton, perfect example, they
Right.
get knocked out of the tournament. South Florida, perfect example. They get knocked out of the tournament and they don't get in. You're basically saying that, okay, a team that just won 4 games is more important than a team that played 18 conference games and finished 16-2. The problem is then it makes the tournament meaningless. But there's a way to get around that. And I think the NCAA needs to start looking at that. And I'll tell you what, I think the conferences need to say, hey, our regular season champ, that's going to be our automatic bid. That's
Yes,
just the way it is.
absolutely. Why isn't it? That's what I don't get. You know what I'm saying?
Too
I mean,
much money in that
there's all
tournament,
this
Ralph.
analytics too, Leo. There's all this stupid analytics and stuff. I'm tired of it. I don't. You know
You know what's funny about analytics?
what's
Take
that?
the first 4 letters. What does it spell? Anal. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you know what? The NCAA has been so out of structure for so long. Look at what they're doing with this NIL. That's a bunch of bull. And they need to get back to a structured system And you can still have NIL, but you got to have certain rules. You got to have like the NFL has a salary cap. You have an NIL cap where a certain university can only spend X amount of money. I'm told that Penn State puts $70 million in their budget for NIL money. So, I mean, why does Penn State get to spend $70 million whenever? And you got Pitt going around. They have a group called the Alliance 412 that's going around soliciting donations for NIL money.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what,
I
Ralph,
mean,
I'm hearing, and I don't know if you're hearing the same thing, that the college football playoffs are going to expand to 14 teams.
yeah, I heard 12. That's what I
Okay, okay, they're at 12, but they're
right.
saying for 2 years from now it's going to be 14. Now, here's my thing. If you think you're going to get away with not paying players when you go to 14 to 12 and 14 teams, you're out of your mind. I'll tell you, some smart lawyer is out there saying, oh, I can't wait to unionize the football players because now the NCAA, they're going to be paying through the nose.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
do. They're the worst thinking down the road organization I've ever seen. They can't think past yesterday,
I
and they
know.
keep thinking it's
I know.
going back to yesterday. It's not. The
No.
genie's out of the bottle, and he's not going back in. So
No.
you need to figure it out, and the government isn't going to help you. Set some parameters for NIL. Seeing these kids make 4 different schools their stopping points, no.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what they need to do is they need to, again, it's called structure. They have none. Put limits on how many schools you can transfer to. Put limits on the NIL money. Make these kids stay for 4 years instead of leaving in the sophomore year or junior year. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
It,
yeah.
it, it needs some structure, and somebody needs to step up and do something with this and say to the NCAA, look, you need structure because it's killing our kids, it's killing the university, and it's killing everything. It's killing the sport of the game. People, they watch college games because they don't like the pro game. You know what I mean? Because some people say, well, I don't want to watch the NFL. They make too much money. Now college is starting to make too much money, and people don't even want to get involved in that now. And,
Yeah.
and, and all it's doing is making the people who gamble make more money.
Yeah.
You know,
And I'll tell you what, Ralph, I understand the idea about student athlete, but that is a misnomer right now. That's over.
exactly. Yeah,
It's over. You're
yeah,
going to have to pay these people some way, shape, or form because that's the product.
right,
If the players aren't on the field, you don't have a product. The fact
exactly.
that you've got a way for years of saying, okay, that scholarship works and that's all you can get. And I can remember the Connecticut kids after they won the national championship and they said, hey, we couldn't even go out and get a meal. We didn't have it. And, now all of a sudden
Yeah.
it came to the forefront that,
Hmm.
we need to take care of these people. They're the product. And the fact that the NCAA thinks, well, we're the product. No, you're not the product.
You're not the product. No, not at
Yeah.
all. But I have this to say. You ever see the movie Any Given Sunday?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Remember the part there when Jamie Foxx is talking with Al Pacino at his house, and he said, I didn't have no money, want to get a suit, want to go out with a girl or whatever. And he was saying about how college kids are broke and then the alum gave him a suit so he could go out on a date with this woman, and he got in trouble for that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's an example of what you said before. These kids just don't have any money. And then you watch Blue Chips and you see how they had to give out money and cars and
Oh,
tractors
yeah.
and all that to get the kids to come to school, to play there. And that's where this is gone now. I mean, this has gone to this, and it's out of control. It needs some structure.
Yeah, it's
And coaches are leaving, Leo. Look how many coaches have
oh,
left.
yeah, yeah. But Brian Kelly said, "Hey, look." Oh no, I'm sorry. Chip Kelly said, "I just want to coach. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go be an offensive coordinator because I don't want to be a CEO." And that's what the head coach has become. He's
yeah,
become a CEO. It's just got to that point where you're not coaching. Your job is to recruit. Your job is to then keep the kids there. It's about
right.
recruitment and retention, and that never happened before. And you know what? They hammer Dabo Sweeney because he won't go heavy into the portal. How
Right.
do you sit there and explain to the kids you recruited when, like, Florida State brings in 21 players and you go to those kids, well, you know, we don't need you now. We're going to recruit. I get the portal, but you're right,
Right.
Ralph. They need to put a cap on it.
They
Okay.
have to do something here. They have to do transfer port. Everything needs to be capped and structured, and it's not. And I kind of feel bad for some of these coaches that are leaving because they don't want to be, like you said, they don't want to be a CEO. They just want to be a coach. But you have people out here in the media going, well, if they don't like that kind of job, they don't need to be there. You know what I mean? It's just like any other job. If you can't be a CEO or whatever, yeah, but your job, that's like my job is to talk here on the radio. And then you're going to ask me to clean toilets? No, I'm not cleaning toilets. Okay. We have that problem at the radio station where I have my show. They have guys that are working there now. And not only are they talk show hosts, they want them to do clerical work, voiceovers. They want them to do all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, they just took a pay cut. And, so what, you want people to do all this work for what you're paying them instead of just letting them do what they're, let the guy coach, let him recruit. That's why you have an athletic director, that kind of thing. And it's like the NFL. That's why you have a GM. Let the GM do its job. Let the head coach do his job, you know?
Absolutely. And you know
Yeah.
what? It's gotten to a point now where with the NCAA and with the portal, the big thing they have to do, Ralph, is set dates.
Yeah.
When you can get in, how many times you can get in, that
Yeah.
needs to be done.
And
NIL,
you can't leave and you can't leave your team hang at the bowl game to go to the NFL or whatever. You
well, you
cannot
get,
do anything until your team
I
is
got,
done playing after the bowl game.
I got no problem with that because the NCAA can insure these guys for one game. There's money there. There's no reason to do that. My complaint is that when the team ends and the guy's in the portal, he goes to another college before that team's even played. They
Right.
need to say, okay, until the NCAA championship game is January 8th, whatever it is,
Right.
nobody can move. You want to go in the portal, fine, but you cannot move because that's
Yeah.
just not right.
It's not going to work at all.
Yeah.
And that's the way it goes with the NCAA right now. I mean, to me right now the NCAA is a disgrace. And that's the bottom line
And you
right
know
there.
why they're a disgrace, Ralph? They don't care. All
They
they
don't
care
care.
about is all
It's
they
all
care
about
about is
money.
money. It's all
It's
about
about
money.
money. Yep,
Yep,
that's it. And
that's
that's
all
and
it's
that's
about.
how it is. And this is what college has turned football athletics has turned into now. So uh,
It's play for pay.
oh man, hang on a minute. I got somebody at my door again. Hold on.
Yeah.
It's delivery day here, Leo.
It is. It is.
Not
So,
not my medication showed up. So
oh, that's hey, can't miss that. So that's
no,
good.
not at all. I apologize for this again.
No,
That's
no problem. So, Ralph, let's wrap it up here. What
Yeah,
what
let's
what,
do
what
it.
final thoughts?
Well, my final thoughts are what we talked about with the NCAA. This free agency in the NFL is crazy. Uh, you know, once again, Kirk Cousins is overpaid. He's never won a Super Bowl. And Smoking Jim said the other night on Pittsburgh Sports Talk, he said, he says, I'd love to be Kirk Cousins, and never been to a Super Bowl, has been an average quarterback, and continues to make all kinds of money. It's just amazing. He must have a great agent. I mean, he has to. Him and a few of these other bum quarterbacks that have gotten all these big salaries that haven't done anything.
Well, you know what, Ralph? I'm not going to go after Kirk Cousins for the money because
Right.
somebody thinks he can play. And if you just look at Kirk Cousins' play, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's pretty much an 8, 8.5, maybe a 9. You know,
Right.
the guy is an elite quarterback. And the one thing people don't realize, if you saw that thing, I think it was Netflix, the quarterbacks thing, where it was him and Mariota and Mahomes, he doesn't wear a wristband. He has everything memorized. The man is brilliant. In fact, when
Yeah.
they did an
I
article,
get what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah, they did an article on Jimmy Garoppolo out in San Francisco, and Garoppolo said point blank, Shanahan wanted Cousins from his time in Washington because he knew the guy was cerebral. He knew he knew exactly what he can get. So I'm impressed that that's what happened. That Atlanta jumped in so fast, so quick. But Arthur Blank had a Super Bowl right in front of him, and Shanahan let it get away because he
Yeah.
was, too much of an ego to run the football and just play the clock. And
Right.
you know what? That's another story for another show about how Shanahan cost three Super Bowls already this year. That was his third this year when he didn't realize that in overtime you want to let the other team have the ball. You don't want to
Right.
start with it. So it's crazy. But Ralph, it's been a pleasure. And again, till
Absolutely.
10 o'clock tomorrow, I will
Yeah.
talk to you then, pal.
10:30 a.m. We'll be here.
All
So,
right. Take care,
talk to you
buddy.
tomorrow, Leo. Thanks. That was Leo Haggerty from Amped Up Sports. Of course, he's my co-host on not only just this show, The External Bum, but he's also my co-host on Telling It Like It Is, and that's every Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Twitter X platforms. I want to apologize for the interruptions here today on this program, and this is the very first week that we've done the External Bum right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter X platforms. Don't forget, no more RW Media shows are no longer on Blog Talk Radio. We are here on these 4 platforms as well. All right, when we come back, I have some announcements to make in regards to what's going on in the RW Media production world and a whole lot more, all coming right up. Hello, Ralph Williams here for DJ Fun. DJ Fun FUN is a party and special event DJ. He will DJ your party and will play any genre of music you wish. Call DJ Fun today at 412 990 8448. That number again, 412 990 8448. DJ Fun for the best party DJ and affordable prices. DJ Fun. Draft412.com is a website that provides you with all of the best information about any draft, NHL, Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, any kind of draft. 412.com has an e-magazine delivered to your inbox for $9 a month. And also they give you all the skinny and on all the athletes and also podcasts. Draft412.com. Ralph Williams here today to let you know that I am handicapped. I'm in a wheelchair, and I will not deny it. But I've had some recent inconveniences lately. So, you know what I did? I went out and I reached out to foldandtravelmobility.com. Foldandtravelmobility.com has some of the best folding power wheelchairs. Look, do you not go to certain events because you can't get there or you can't make it because you need a folding power wheelchair to put in your vehicle? Well, guess what? Foldandtravelmobility.com has the right model for you. Get in touch with them today. Foldandtravelmobility.com. Get on the phone, 1-877-GOTFOLD, foldandtravelmobility.com, 1-877-GOTFOLD. Let the experts help you get into a folding power wheelchair. Don't be sad. Be glad. Let your life get back in order. Fold and Travel Mobility.com. calm. All right, we're back here at the External Bum Show, right here every Friday morning, 11 a.m. We're here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter X platforms. I'm Ralph Williams. I'm your host. My normal co-host, Scott Morganroth, is not available today, and neither is JT Toth. So just Leo and I, and Leo was busy, and I was busy as well. I had a couple knocks at my door, and I apologize for that. But I also wanted to let you know about our other programming. Don't forget tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Telling it like it is with me, Ralph Williams, Leo Haggerty, and also don't forget to on Monday morning, 11 a.m. Ralph's Opinion. That's becoming a really hot show. Ralph's Opinion, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter X platforms. Don't forget Monday night, 7 p.m. The way we see it with me, Ralph Williams, and Bill Canada. We have a lot to talk about this Monday, as we do every Monday on the way we see it as well. And don't forget on Tuesday, we have the radio show on Beaver County Radio. It's 99.3 FM, 12:30 a.m. Also, we're on Beaver County Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel. And also, we are on my website, www.rwmedia.org, and Beaver County Radio's website and app. This Tuesday, we have an all-star cast of guests. We have David Alexander coming on from the Amped Up Sports. He's going to talk with us about the Denver Broncos, about what their thoughts are on Russell Wilson going to the Steelers, why they did what they did. There was a couple different reports out there, but I want to let you know exactly what's going on. No excuse not to check out Sports Corner Radio Show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier, every Tuesday, 4 to 6 p.m. Beaver County Radio, Beaver County Radio's Facebook page, YouTube channel, 99.3 FM, 1230 on the AM dial in Western Pennsylvania. And also, please don't forget about the on Wednesday, we have the Pittsburgh Sports Talk Show, 7 p.m. Or I'm sorry, not 7 p.m., 8:30 p.m. right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter every Wednesday night as well. And then don't forget, Thursday night, I'm on with the South Florida Tribune and their show called Fire Up. I was on last night with them, and it was a great show as always. George Eichhorn, Candy Ebling, and Jeremy Ballrich, and myself, Ralph Williams. And we're on every night. We start around between 9:15 and 9:30 every single night, and that's on YouTube and Facebook. And then it gets moved to Spotify, iHeartRadio, and all the other entities as well. So, and then every Friday morning here, we have the External Bum podcast, or the show as well. And I'm interested in your comments on what your thoughts are. As you know, we're no longer with Blog Talk Radio. I'm going to go into the mailbag right here. And mailbag, this is from Rodney. And Rodney lives in the Pittsburgh area. And he says, Ralph, I enjoy all your shows. Sorry to hear that you had to be interrupted by someone knocking at your door, but that's okay. It happens. It happens to the best of us. So there we are with that. Also, I have one here from Marie. Marie says, and she's from the Pittsburgh area. She said, Ralph, I love your radio show on Tuesdays, and I watch all your other shows otherwise as well. And I want to thank Marie for that as well. And that's from our mailbag, ralphwilliams737@gmail.com. If you have any mailbag comments you want to make, we have fans now up in Alaska, Texas, all over the place, Montana. It's just everywhere we're getting responses. Denver, Colorado, California, Nevada. It's just piling up. We're all over the country here. In fact, sometimes I think I get more play from the national perspective than I do from here in the local area. Sometimes I feel like I'm Pittsburgh's forgotten son because no one seems to care about my shows in Pittsburgh, and that's sad. But I'll take the national perspective. If people that watch on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch and Twitter X. So I mean, I'll take that any day of the week. I'll take what I can get right now, and that's how it goes with media, especially in this time when you're not part of the old boys gang. So that's one thing I'm not part of. And so, all right, this has been the External Bum Show. I have some bills I got to pay. We are in Namada Heating and Air Conditioning Studios, 724-201-0500, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Call them today for all your heating and air conditioning needs in Western Pennsylvania. Give them a call. Ask for Bill. Tell Bill Ralph Williams sent you. And for Leo Haggerty, Scott Morganroth, and JD Toth, who I hope them guys are okay and get back with the show next Friday. Until next Friday, the External Bum. And also don't forget about my new show. I forgot to mention Sports Capsule. You never know when I'm going to pop up and talk about something. It's called Sports Capsule. I could pop up in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, even overnight. So whenever I pop up with information that has surfaced about something in sports that's new, guess what? It's me. And the free agency's humming. And as soon as I find out what's going on with the free agency today, I'll be back with the sports capsule. So for all the other guys and everyone out there, thank you for watching. I'm Ralph Williams. Have a great one. Let me talk to you today about the original Hometown Pizza in Moon Township, right on University Boulevard. They have some of the best pizza you'll ever have. 412-264-4444. Call for takeout, delivery, or eat in. Go to the original Hometown Pizza today. Mention my name, Ralph Williams, and you will get a discount on your bill. Hometown Pizza, Moon Township, some of the best of the original Hometown Pizza. Let me talk to you here today about Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. 724-201-0500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. They have the best technicians to handle your furnace, air conditioner, UV lighting, snow melt, much, much more. Call them today, 724-201-0500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. You can also catch them on Facebook at Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Mata, you oughta call Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Do you drive a dirty car? Why? You need to have your car detailed and detailed by professionals at P6 Auto Detailing, New Kensington, Pennsylvania. Call today, 412-965-6578. P6 Auto Detailing. They are the professionals at detailing cars. That number again, 412-965-6578. P6 Auto Detailing in New Kensington. Hello, Ralph Williams here to talk to you today about Sleep Pittsburgh, 8th Avenue Homestead. For the best selection of affordable mattresses, day beds, lift chairs, futons, and more. Check out sleeppittsburgh.com for their inventory or call 412-462-7858. They also offer no credit check financing and a whole lot more. Sleep Pittsburgh for the best sleep tonight. Ralph Williams here for sponsorship advertising with RW Media Productions. You get Sports Corner Radio Show on Beaver County Radio. You also get 8 podcasts. Call today for the best affordable rates in advertising at 412-545-4317 or ralphwilliams737@gmail.com. Look forward to hearing from you. Sponsorship advertising with RW Media Productions.